What is up, race fans? My name is Owen, and welcome back to the Ben Fender podcast. And in this one, I will be reviewing the second race in the round of 16, being Watkins Glen. So, a couple things before the race. Back in the car after 8+ years or something like that is Juan Pablo Montoya, who's driving the 50 in this race. Good to see him back in the car. He had a pretty decent day. And yeah. After that, Carson Hocevar and Todd Gilliland had to go to the rear. Probably unapproved adjustments. Or they crash in qualifying, I don't know. But getting on to the first stage, it was 20 laps. Ross Chastain and Martin Truex Jr. were on the front row. Chastain takes the initial lead. And then Corey LaJoie gets into the back of Kyle Busch, who goes around and ends up collecting Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney. Ty Gibbs was also involved, Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Preece, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So that brings out the first caution on lap 1. And from this wreck, Ryan Blaney and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. are out. And there was kind of some controversy with Ryan Blaney. It seemed like he had a steering problem, and he ended up getting pushed back to the pits. And there's kind of a gray area within that rule, being... So NASCAR says if you get pushed back to the pit, have to get assisted to the pit, you're out. But people have got assisted when their tires go down, and they can continue. So that's kind of a gray area within the rules that NASCAR should probably fix before next season. Will they? Only time will tell. So it sucks for Blaney. Ended up finishing dead last and losing a fair bit of points. He is still like 30 points to the good or something, so he's not in complete danger for next race, but if he has another day like today, who knows? After that, AJ Allmendinger ends up going behind the wall, as on the restart, something seemed to break in the car, and as he wasn't involved in the accident, he could go behind the wall. So he went behind the wall, and kind of at the start of stage 2, he revealed that the problem was more than he anticipated it to be, so he's actually out of the race. So I just put him out here. After that, the green flag pit stop start, where Martin Truex Jr. takes the lead when Ross Chastain pit. And Brad Keselowski got a too fast exiting penalty. And Martin Truex Jr. holds on for the Stage 1 win. At the end of Stage 1, there were 3 cars out and 2 cars that were laps down. Going on to Stage 2, it was also 20 laps. Martin Truex Jr. won the race off pit road, but Ross Chastain ends up leading as he did not pit. Then Tyler Reddick ends up spinning. He gets going, so no caution. Then green flag pit stop start. And after that, Daniel Suarez ends up spinning and getting stuck in one of the gravel traps. So that brings out the second caution of the race. And during the round of pit stops, there was a tire laying in the middle of pit road. And we learned later on that it was Brad Keselowski's tire. So Brad Keselowski got an uncontrolled tire penalty. He did not have a good day on pit road. I think like every single pit he had, something went wrong. This time, it was the uncontrolled tire. Alright. And after that, Ross Chastain ends up winning stage 2. And also on that same round of pit stops, Kyle Larson got a vehicle interference penalty, and Bubba Wallace got a pitting too soon penalty. There were some other penalties. They just didn't say what they were for, so I didn't write them down. After stage 2, there were 3 cars out and 1 car that was a lap down. Going on to the third and final stage, it was 50 laps. Not only a couple people pitted at stage end, as everyone pitted for the Suarez caution. So, when we went back racing, Denny Hamlin ended up going around off of Brad Keselowski, bringing out the third caution. Then Chris Buescher takes the lead. After that, green flag pit stop start, where Michael McDowell takes the lead when Buescher pit. Then Austin Dillon gets into the back of Christopher Bell, who spins as he was heading to the pits. After that, Corey LaJoie ends up taking the lead. Then Logano takes the lead when LaJoie pit. After that, Kaz Grala ends up spinning. Then he gets going again, so no caution. Then Chris Buescher ends up taking the lead. Then Harrison Burton blows a tire going through the bus stop, bringing out the fourth caution, and that was for debris. After that, Brad Keselowski and William Byron end up colliding, and they hit the wall. Byron ends up half of his car coming off the ground. Both walked away from it, and both cars actually continued on in the race. Then after that, Tyler Reddick and Kyle Busch ends up getting together and colliding, bringing out the sixth caution of the race. After that, SVG takes the lead after a little bump and run into turn 1. Then Chris Buescher bumps SVG out of the way to take the lead going around the carousel, as SVG had a mistake going into the bus stop as he made contact with the wall going into the bus stop. And Chris Buescher wins. So the top 5 were Chris Buescher, SVG, Carson Hocevar, Ross Chastain, and Zane Smith. The first playoff driver was Chase Briscoe, who finished 6th. And one other notable finish is Juan Pablo Montoya ended up finishing 32nd. I believe he got caught up in one of the wrecks or something. And And yeah, so unlucky for him. And yeah, so um, the playoff cut line as of this race. So the two drivers that are the closest to the line are Chase Briscoe and Ty Gibbs, who are both 6 points to the good. And just outside the cut line is Denny Hamlin, who is 6 points out. Then there's Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., and Harrison Burton. Yeah. All in all, this was a really good and interesting race. Yeah, not much really to say other than it was. There's some good racing throughout the track. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, as well as go check out my other channels, one being my main of Fan Rantan, and the other one being a D&D one that is Under the Boundless Shores. So please go check those ones out. And join me next week for the first round finale from... Shit, I almost finished that. From Bristol. Damn. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.